How is that still live? Okay. I don't know how that other video is still live. So, this is a subscriptions painting stream for JL. We are trying to finish up this project, but we lost power. So, now, having to reset just a little bit, get things back to square one. And, yeah, so that's what we're doing. Okay. So, here's where things left off as we were working on the eliminators and we were segueing over into Calgar. And we're just flip-flopping all over the place because all of these guys have a little something they need. No one has a ton of anything they need. So we're just kind of going about our life. All right, so as I notice details that need attention, pick those up. So to go back to these guys, I'm going to do. I'm not going to do the inside of those. I'm just going to do the engine close. We're going to wash those down anyway, so it doesn't matter. Same thing here. Cool, those are good. Set those aside. All right. Cool, that's good. He's got to get a wash, but otherwise that's fine. All right, let's go back for a second.
Did actually make it.
Yes.
Everybody? Yeah. Now,
Remember to add the +5.
Yes. Faraz, are you
A bird.
A bird.
Currently a bird.
So, Baron, Pembroke, and Lork roll altitude.
Altitude.
Okay.
Pass.
Pass, okay.
That's my
Pass.
first altitude. DC 15. Fail.
Fail. Baron?
Pass.
Pass. All right, so Pembroke, fatigued.
Bulwark was up here yesterday, so
Which isn't going to be too bad for Pembroke. He's already weak and old. Strength and dex are not your bread and butter, right?
yeah, but he becomes encumbered. It lowers his AC. It lowers by a bunch of movement. His stealth. Yeah.
So that's something to think about. You're bringing an old man up this mountain who is just like health. So
It's like wheezing. Is it?
take it slow.
Really struggling.
Take it slow.
Sorry.
You may need to do something to keep him, up to full
Do
strength.
you want to do that life bubble?
Please. Carry
It's too late now.
me all.
Well, he's fatigued and you cast a life bubble. Will he get unfatigued in an hour, or?
Well, talk to me about life bubble.
You surround the touched creature with a constant and movable one-inch shell of tolerable living conditions. That sounds like my apartment in New York.
It's tolerable.
Tolerable.
I can. It's okay.
This shell enables the subjects to breathe freely, even underwater or in a vacuum, as well as making them immune to harmful gases and vapors. So, I think.
Right. You should have totally done that before you came up the mountain.
Yep.
Like 2 days in a row, you forgot.
Do you want to cast it on the
This is
remaining
mage armor all over again.
How long does it last?
2 hours of level? So I've got 16 hours.
Wow.
Do you want to cast it on Lork and I? Or do you only have one spell?
It's not commutable,
I've
right?
got one. Yeah, it's a 4th level spell, so it's my max. I can prepare more tomorrow.
Hour 1, Pembroke is fatigued. Everybody else is okay, and no one took cold damage yet.
Yes.
Not yet. You're there. You know where the tower is.
Yep.
What do you want to do?
I want to first do a perception check to see if that frost giant is gone.
Okay.
And Peraza will do a perception check as she's kind of in the air to see if there's anybody.
Cool.
Okay, about 29.
29 for Lork.
32.
32. Watchtower's empty.
All right.
Unless there's someone inside the
hut at the base.
no, the hut at the top.
At the top. The hut at the top.
There's a hexagonal platform with a hut.
Do there appear to be windows in the hut?
There do not.
Let me make sure of that. It's good to have on a watchtower. But I'm pretty sure. Windowless hut. Yeah. This one was clearly made by the ogres.
We don't need to see.
All right, there's one window. It overlooks a beautiful entrance to Spearguard.
Peraza, it was a snow bunting.
Oh,
I
good
Googled,
choice.
I Googled winter cold weather birds.
And being from Osirius, she's obviously seen all these creatures and is familiar with them. It's also very popular in the Dominican Winter League.
Yes, buntings. Snow buntings. They breed in the high Arctic tundra, so I figured I was good.
Okay. I figured there'd be a list. These are the animals you can be.
Anything with the animal type.
Yeah, there is not a list. Thompson's
Any
Gazelle.
animal.
Do a Thompson's Gazelle next.
Put it on the list. Okay, so Peraza is gonna, as a little bird, she's gonna land on a perch right on the railing of the watchtower and peek through the window.
Peek through the window. Empty.
It's one caca for empty. So Lork is like, I'm going.
Is that one caca?
I'll review over here with the cacas.
I heard 4. There were definitely 4 cacas. Am I crazy?
Code is one caca for
I think there's an echo. I don't know.
What do I do?
Lork is gonna sneak up there. Attempt to.
All right.
So he's going to cover the ground between the tree where he had climbed and the watchtower now, which obviously I don't know how far it is.
You're coming up around this other path to try and get in.
Yeah,
Instead
exactly.
of going all the way up south and coming back down towards the tower.
Right. But he needs to be in a place where Baron can see him, so if he gets there, he can have some sort of signal.
You guys could very easily.
The coast is clear.
That's doable because they were on a
How far is it, ballpark?
From
A couple hundred yards? Or
From where to where?
from the edge of the tree line and the ridge there, up and around to the actual watchtower, that open ground.
200 feet.
Oh, okay.
But
So
if you move in a straight line, you're moving around because you can't go up that ridge.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, 200 feet is a crow flies.
Mm.
Like 5.
So we'll need to do it. We'll need to do it by when curve in the bend happens where I would lose sight of him as he goes around. So I'll meet him at the junctures of like the curve.
Right, and at this point in the night, you all could go up there pretty safely. But if you wanted to go from there to the tower, that's where you're going to be in eyesight. I wouldn't do that during the day with all of you, because there's just too much stuff going on here in target practice. They might see people over this ridge from the lower camp.
All right, let's do this.
Stuff it up, Lork.
Come on, Lork. He's very excited because he used to think he could do this stuff for the past year or so, and he wasn't able to pull it off. And now, with his new form, he's much better at it.
So he didn't have feet.
Yes.
That is an impediment to self.
That's a 29. With a 20 left track.
Yeah, exactly.
You get up to the base of the tower where the ramp is. You can look up, and this tower is huge. You think
So
back to the
nervous.
towers of Trunau,
Yeah.
and they're nothing. I mean, they look like child's playthings compared to this. You see the ramp that turns into steps and leads right up into the middle of the hut.
No, there's a tent at the bottom.
There is a tent.
Can I look in the tent, or is it sealed? Like, is it?
It's sealed.
Oh, man. Don't do it. All right, I'm going to climb the tower as stealthily as possible.
Roll over that stealth. Get up there. There's a hatch leading into the tower itself. Hatch.
Stealthily open the hatch.
Is there a sign that says Sloman Shield up front? Is there a security system? No, but the number's 418.
Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bam.
yeah, I do remember that one. It's an Otis code, so it checks out. Out to clear.
You open the hatch and enter a watchtower.
Oh no! Oh no! It's a combat map. Oh no!
Let me just put out this map here.
Wait a minute! How did you already know we were going to go in the watchtower?
There's 11 of them. I gotta get this map ready.
Oh, that's right. You have a stack of maps over there. Oh, this is huge. That is a big watchtower. I know. When I picture these things, I'm picturing like a Vietnam camp. Right? Human-sized one guy or two guys could walk around it. Yeah.
Crow's nest.
Yeah. You could have an industry function.
I tell you. We could have a glass cannon con.
Yeah, seriously.
All right. So you're inside of there. There is no one inside of the hut.
All right. What's in the hut?
What's in the hut? What's in the hut?
Pretty Baron, not you. Baron with an E.
He's beautiful.
He's beautiful. It's a pretty Baron.
Oh, it's Marty Baron.
He's
Beautiful hair.
He's hey, y'all.
There's a hooded lantern and a chamber pot.
Oh, I inspect that thoroughly.
Yeah.
Call back.
That's all. A set of double doors. Well, actually, no, it's just a large door. For you, it would be double doors, but it's just one large door leading out to the platform proper.
Okay. He's gonna do a perception check, just kind of around the area he's gonna walk to make sure he doesn't step on anything that would make any extra noise, or make sure there's no, I don't know, traps, tripwires, anything like that. I'm gonna go with 26 because I'm gonna say it's not giant related, or not giants.
Just looking around
Yeah.
itself, I mean, nothing. You probably think they just come in here to rest. If there's multiple people on patrol, maybe one stays in, one stays out, and they switch.
Really, there's no tolls. There's no besides the lantern.
Nothing.
Wow. Okay. All right, then he's going to make his way out of the door, out onto the platform.
Out the door.
Again, staying low to stay under the wall.
Sure.
You know, to go out onto the platform and signal that he's up there to Baron.
It's so cool. Just visualize this.
Yeah,
I can picture your eyes and visualize this. You can definitely, you guys all are tuned on there now. Not all of you have dark vision, but those of you can see or come out onto this huge platform.
Hello, my friend.
There's only two things out on
The bird says.
she's already up there sitting on the window. There's a huge stone bench to the south. You said that?
Yep.
And then there's the skyrocket tied to like the northeastern railing.
Okay, so he is going to first look at the lower camp, peek over the wall at the lower camp, and just see what kind of activity is going on there. Is there anyone ranging out from that camp, or any patrols that might happen to catch Baron and Pembroke just as they start walking across?
Perception check.
Can Faraz do that as well?
Absolutely.
38.
38.
Whoa.
38. 38 brothers.
38 special.
You do not see any patrols around the lower camp. Everyone is starting to line up for dinner.
Oh, okay. All right, dinner time. So that means the lower camp kind of empties out at dinner time, and they go to the upper camp.
There's still some people there, but not as many as there are during the day.
The ones on the
Everyone's going up there. Yeah, the ones that are
Trying to make way
the whole 30.
the whole 30 giants.
I'm assuming there are some wrestlers that have to make weight.
Right. Yeah.
This guy's spitting in buckets. They're weighing at noon.
Eating a carrot.
They're just sucking on the
All
carrot.
right, Lork comes up from above the railing, looking over back towards the bend.
Just picture this.
Yep, he peeks over and he just
Ryan Gosling.
waves.
And you see the brim of Baron's new winter hat, like peeking around the corner of a rock that he sees with his dark vision. And he turns to Pembroke and says, "Pembroke, are you all right to make it with me, or would you like to wait here?" He says, I think I can make it. I think I'm all right. All right. Well, I'll lead the way. All right. Yes. Fine. With MFing 20 on the stealth check.
20. Pembroke, do you want to even attempt a stealth?
I'll attempt.
Baron's obviously going to be carrying the weight of this stealth. So
Just for the sake of comedy.
6. So, I bet you, Pembroke's like, yeah, I'm fine. You're bringing him up. He's like falling a little bit, falling to his knees.
Stumbling. He's probably getting faint. He's probably getting fainted.
And you get him to the base of the tower. You drag him up there, and you guys picked a perfect time to do so. And you're able to go up the ramp, up the stairs, and into the hut.
Awesome.
I'm picturing
So-
the shot of Carl Reiner in Ocean's 11 when he's like rappelling down the elevator shaft. He's like,
All right, so Lork wants to show Baron where the skyrocket is.
And before Lork takes him over to the skyrocket, he gives Lork an elbow in his new taller ribs. He says, "I can see my house from up here."
and walks over to the skyrocket to
He's very chipper for this.
So Baron would like to inspect the skyrocket with, you could do knowledge engineering, whatever you
Knowledge fireworks.
Yeah, you acknowledge fireworks. Maybe your fisherman check.
Yeah, please. Craft alchemy.
Yeah, I would do an alchemy check.
All right. The same as my knowledge engineering. Oh, yeah. 20 Fizzo.
20 Fizzo. Okay, so you need.
Which number is that? That's 24.
Oh.
could go a lot of ways.
I knew 24. I never thought 25.
Never been more in sync.
It was that trip to Malibu.
We've been looking at real estate in Malibu, and it seems more affordable than ever.
We're looking at a timeshare.
Honestly, you
Thanks
guys
for global warming to really lower the price of bungalows.
It needs to be lit by tinder twig, and once it's lit, it's gone, and it would signal, the whole area.
Can we disable it? Can we pour water on it?
Absolutely.
Let's pour some water on
But
it.
in such a way that it's not obvious.
Yeah, sure. I would imagine, yeah.
So we can take the gunpowder out of it. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, could you open it,
Yeah, can
disable it from the inside, and
Can
put
I
it
pull
back?
out? Can I pull out my hand X and just go?
Yeah, tell me what kind of check you want to roll. Explain to me why you want to do it.
So I'd like to use a sleight of hand check
Perfect. That's what I wanted you
to use my hope knife.
to.
True now.
Ooh, okay.
That's just soaking in meaning right now. What's happening? And would like to do the smallest cut possible. And what he's going to do is he's going to get the. He's going to get some bullets for Baron out of here for free. He's greedy. He's going to get his alchemical paper and wax that he uses to make his alchemical cartridges with, and he's just going to go 1, 2, and I have a bandolier. I could possibly have a little leather pouch underneath in case I need to move away to catch the rest of it.
All right, go ahead and roll sleight of hand. We never get to roll sleight of hand.
15.
15. All right, so you make kind of a rough cut in there. You wish you had been a little more precise, but you feel pretty confident if someone tried to light it, it wouldn't go off.
And I have 300 more bullets. Is that what it is?
You actually did lose 4 bullets. It fell out of your pocket. It fell out while you were should have rolled higher on the sleight of hand.
The giant comes up next to you, looks at the shell casings, picks up a pen.
What's these?
So we got a photographer in here.
I'll take this down to ballistics. All the pieces of paper. 1, 2, 3, 4. The giant comes off and starts throwing out. It's all right.
Listen, Troy, if steer guards,
Bullets smash.
Scott.
Lost giant cork.
If Skiergard stays this much fun, Troy, this is going to be blasted.
I told you it's going to be great fun.
Yeah.
All right, now you've disabled this skyrocket, this firework. But what's the plan?
The plan is just to get out of here for now. It was just to see what was in here, if there was any weaponry or armor inside of here. And then we did this just, in the event that we get seen at some point in the near future and somebody tries to fire this off, it shouldn't fire off. And we buy us a few rounds to maybe try to execute that giant.
Can Baron do a knowledge engineering check to see if there's a way that we can sabotage the standing of the tower itself so that it might fall at some point?
Sure. Roll knowledge engineering.
16.
You don't think you have the time to do it? Those poles that are holding up the structure are as thick as tree trunks.
What if I were to magically alter it?
Sounds good, Preston. Period. Sounds like you're right on schedule. Period. Thanks for checking in. Period. Hope you guys are staying safe. Period. Talk to you soon and have a good weekend. Period. Okay. All right, what else? Details on it we can clean up. So we need a different color, I think, for the purity seals. Although, I wonder if we just mix in some of the Crix Bane with the white, if we can just mix it. That'd be good. Then we wouldn't even have to. Maybe okay with that. Let's take a look. It's a little desaturated. I think we need a bone color. Like Jack Bone. Let's use this one. Since that's literally right here. Don't need a whole lot, just a little. Motherfucker, stand up. Come on, bro. I guess we need a little bit more white. What the fuck? You mean you're heading to the house in Fuquay? Question mark. I'm fine with you swinging by this afternoon, but there's a lot of heavy storms in our area, so it's okay if you want to do it tomorrow instead. Period. Or even next week. I'm not in a rush. Period. Let's do this. Let's do a first layer on the purity seals while we're thinking of it. Okay, well, just text me when you're on your way. Period. All right, let's pick up some of this pure white and do that.
What do you think of
Warped wood.
warped wood? Talk to me about warped wood.
So basically, you cause wood to warp, to bend and warp, permanently destroying its straightness, form, and strength. A warped door, for example, springs open or becomes stuck. A boat or ship springs a leak. Warped range weapons are useless.
Did you read the target of the spell?
The target is one small wooden object per level. However, you're allowed to. So, like a medium object counts as 2 small objects. A large object is 4. A huge object is 8, etc. So, I would say, what's one strut? A huge object, maybe.
Sure.
So, if we warp one strut, would that be enough? Like when giant put their weight, put giants on this tower, right? Not
With
fall completely.
6. If you were to do,
Can we do an engineering check to see which?
you already rolled your engineering check.
But I could do one. Structural for structural info on which we should target.
Sure. I mean, they're all equally holding it up.
But here's the thing. I don't know that we have to go down this road right now because I really don't think we should do this right now anyway. Like have the tower collapse tomorrow.
Well,
Like they might think it's an accident and they'll just start rebuilding it. I think that we should save it till for a moment when it'll really be a distraction for something we're doing.
it could be a way to draw people to a particular tower, right? Like they have to repair it. They have to send a crew there.
Right. So we can keep thinking about using it. I just don't think we should use it tonight.
I'll tell you what, if you had another way to deal with one of the other poles right next to it, when I say poles, I mean trees, then you'd feel pretty confident. You feel pretty confident you could take out one. It's going to make an unstable structure. If you can take out the one next to it on either side, that thing will fall the minute a giant gets up there.
So if I cast the spell twice, we could make it collapse.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's keep that in our back pocket, though.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I love this wind. Sirens.
Yeah. This is Mountaintop Portal. There's so many other cool sounds that we can't use yet because there's no portal here, but it'd be awesome. That's true.
I need everybody to roll another round of cold fortitude checks. The second tower.
Pass.
Pass.
16.
Pass.
19.
All right.
19.
Now roll for doing it. You don't have to roll for altitude. Just Baron and Sir Lork.
Sir Lord. Fail.
All right. So you're both
Officially fatigued. All right. You caught
all
up with
3 of
this.
you are fatigued. It only took 2 hours this time. It's colder at night.
Yep.
That's
It's higher at night.
It's higher at night. Well, you are at the top of the tower.
Get that extra 50 feet. I'm winches.
I'll have this thing if I don't get that.
Troy, you are clearly a climber.
An extra 20 feet. I'm trying to justify your all right. What do you want to do? You've been up here for 2 hours. You're going on the 3rd hour. Pembroke's in bad shape. Baron and Lork are starting to feel the altitude sickness. I mean, you're fatigued, but no one is hurt. What do you want to do here? You sabotaged a skyrocket.
It'd be great if eventually we could sabotage all of those, all around the whole camp.
Yeah.
One by one, just sabotage each
Yeah, I don't see why we couldn't. But then that would take away the possibility of setting one off as a false alarm. Too.
Good point.
Well, all but one.
Yeah, all the
The
one.
one we want to set off as a false alarm.
Right.
I
think we got to get out of here.
You think so? I mean, yeah, I think that's a good idea. It's a good idea. I just wanted to see if there was any new intel we could get while we were here.
We've only been here a couple of hours.
Why don't we?
It's a lot. It took you 3 hours to get up here. So
Do we have? Oh, I'm sorry. I have an idea. Why don't we just go up the main road towards the watchtower at the end of that road? We have every reason to believe that would be empty too. We can check it.
check it out.
Yeah, you can check it out, and we can do the same exact thing to that one tonight, and just get both of those done.
Graham, what were you thinking?
I was thinking that perhaps from this vantage point, a little bit higher, even though it's a little bit further away than where Lord was in the tree, but because we're on the other side of that ridge, perhaps we could get some more info about what's going on with that huge cave creature, or the huge cave area next to the 3 normal-sized caves.
What's going on?
Yeah, if there's any more movement with maybe they're diurnal animals, perhaps they're nocturnal. But
So to get, let's say you want to actually get physically closer to there. I don't know if that's possible for you right now. There's another watchtower, which you would assume is unmanned.
And that's in the lower camp.
The lower
And
camp.
you said there's still a few giants hanging around.
A few giants meandering around. And then there's that building, which you don't know quite what's going on in there.
you want to try to do the thing in the camp, the slave camp tonight, or is that a later project?
Let's start a fight.
No, go get him.
Try to fight amongst the slaves.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great thing to do.
Let's direct our energies against the slaves.
We can head down while you're getting the info. Yeah, I'll meet you.
There's a fight in the slave
We'll take out all those slaves, yeah.
Come on.
You know what would be a great distraction for the giants if we cast a fireball in the middle of the slave camp.
Hey, we did talk about cutting off their supply lines.
That's true. That's they're cutting up their food.
Free barbecue.
Going back to what Baron or Grant said about those caves, if that lower tower is unoccupied like this one, it is not impossible for you to get to those caves or even that lower building at night. Now, it's not impossible.
Are there dozens of giants still in the lower camp, or are there like 2?
No, it's like maybe Baker's dozen.
So 13.
So,
More than 2.
Well, I would be confident in myself or Theoraza trying it. It's super risky, though, because I'm fatigued now.
Why don't we make that tomorrow night's mission, and I'll make sure to cast a bunch of light bubbles before we do it. That way
That's
we
a good idea.
We can actually, like, Pembroke actually can be
Not fatigued.
not fatigued.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Why don't you try to do the slave pen thing tonight? That doesn't require energy. It just requires charm.
Should we try to take out the other main road tower as you suggested?
Yeah, we can split up and do that. So why don't you go to the tower, fly to the tower, and you have a call if it's unoccupied, and then you fly over the slave camps while Baron and Pembroke and I go to that tower.
All right. And I will meet you back at our base camp.
Yes,
All right.
in 1 hour.
We'll take much longer.
1 hour.
If I'm not back in 1 hour, you can come back and get me.
Luckily, we don't have to actually track the hours because our GM doesn't like doing it. So
I'm tracking the hours. You're 2 going to 3 here. So you want to climb. So Lork, Pembroke, and Baron want to climb down and make their way up this road to go to the watchtower on the east that is kind of secluded. It basically overlooks that It basically overlooks that area where the stone giants were throwing rocks at targets. But there are other towers that are 3 towers, in fact, that are much closer there. This one is basically guarding that road leading into camp, the southern road. So you want to head there while Theoraza flies to the slave pen.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stop and make sure it's empty.
she's going to fly to the tower first and take a peek in the hut, just like she did on this one.
Fly up there. Appears to be empty.
And no patrols, right? Did you see any
Well,
patrols?
there might be a patrol on that main road. No,
Roll a perception check.
and Lork's going to do it too. He's watching that road.
31.
31.
31. That is crazy.
That's what we're
30, 238s, 231s. There are patrols. You can see them, Feyraza. You see some leaving camp, as well as going around the camp.
Oh,
But there are none on that road right now.
But do they walk that road? And they walk past us, or
I mean, you have time to make it to that tower before that happens, but you
Okay.
would think there's no reason they wouldn't. That's the way out of camp.
with all urgency, Faraza goes,
Cuckoo!
all right? And so Lork is then going to. We're all going to hustle. Lork's going to range ahead.
All right, stealth work. 34. 34.
Thank you.
Gerald Ford died today. The senseless age of 84.
You make your way up the road. Roll a perception check.
29.
29. 29.
I'm sorry, 39.
Big difference.
Yeah, I'm not used to it being that high. So.
From the direction of where Feyraza heard the stone giants, you just hear like crashing of wood splintering.
Huh. So are they still practicing and hurting people? Do I hear screams?
You don't hear screams. You just hear wood being splintered, and that's off in the distance. But you've got to
Off to the left where that hole.
off to the left where that depressed plateau is. But you've got a beeline now, or straight line, to get to that tower. There's a rock wall there, but if you go a little farther north, you're going to expose yourself to the rest of the camp there, but you should be fine to get in there.
Do they seem to be, this sound made me think of this from my view the previous day, do they seem to be making any sort of, not weaponry in the sense of like artillery cannons, but like, are they making, like I was just thinking like logs that could be piled and then pushed down the mountain or something as like a defense, or are they making I don't know, piles and piles of rocks that can be used to throw, kind of building up their arsenal of large scale siege weaponry.
Right, from what you've seen so far, no.
Okay.
But there's parts of the camp that you really haven't had details of. But yeah, you don't get that sense from these outskirts.
Okay.
All right, so you make it to the base of the tower.
Start climbing the tower.
Same situation.
Same
Wood,
situation.
lantern, chamber pot, bench, skyrocket.
Okay. He will very carefully move around, again to the outside, staying low, trying to be quiet. And if he doesn't see anybody out on the platform or near the skyrocket,
Takes a mirror and angles it towards the moon.
towards the moon. Yeah, exactly. And he signals Baron and Pembroke.
All right. You guys, I'm assuming it's going to be the same type of selfie situation.
Yep.
You get up there and now you're dragging Pembroke.
Let's take a pause for a second. So, oh shoot, keep forgetting about this thing. Yeah. So many details. Damn. How'd that happen? All right, so I think the next thing to do is to lay some washes down on a few of these targeted areas, and then to let that cure, and then come back and touch it up later. I think. And on the back of this guy, we definitely need to do those. I keep forgetting to do them. Also, that's weird. On the concept art for Calgar, his shoulder pads get gold trim. So I guess I need to do that too. So we'll do that too.
Right, these towers, at least.
Yeah.
But
You're safe from the elements.
you're safe from the elements, but there might be other buildings that have a fire. So you get up there, same thing. Pembroke's kind of following along, catching his breath. You get up there in the tower as well.
Could Lork give Pembroke his cold weather outfit, put it over him to give him an additional bonus to the outfit he's already wearing?
2 cold weather outfits.
I mean, could he get any bonus at all from having an additional layer like over him?
Yeah, +1.
But it's the altitude that's the problem, right?
Well, he's already fatigued.
I just didn't want him to take any more.
He hasn't taken any
No,
cold damage yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
All right, I was just trying to think.
It's more of
Stuff I can do.
I appreciate he's slow. If we got into a fight right now, what do you 20 feet per round? Yeah.
Yeah. My strength is 5.
Oh my god.
All right.
It's not a spring chicken anymore.
No, man.
Oh, this is while you're fatigued.
All right, so we want to do the same thing to this guy rocket here.
Okay.
Same sabotage.
Roll sleight of hand.
18.
18. Slightly better this time. You feel like, all right, if I did a couple more of these, I'd really have it down pat. But again, it's disabled, and that one was facing out over the whole camp, so that would have shot up, and everyone would have saw it. Feyraza, you're up now, going towards the slave pens.
Yeah, she'll take the long way, but and as she flies down, can I do a perception check to see like if there are giants in the pen or if there are like gatherings of people trying to stay warm or something?
Yeah, there's. Go ahead and roll perception.
24.
24. You don't see. You see 2 giants posted outside of the camp. There are just dozens and dozens of these people, like packed into tiny little spaces. They're huddling for warmth around pathetic little fires. Some people like up, trying to keep themselves warm, and bodies laying on the ground that already didn't survive just another day.
Okay, so Feyraza will fly into the camp and land nearby one of the like groups of people trying to keep warm.
Okay.
And then she'll kind of like bird trot over. See a little bird.
Right.
I imagine they're pretty hungry, so she's gonna try to like keep her distance a little bit.
Yes, you're gonna keep her distance a little bit.
Is there somebody looking particularly weak?
Yeah, absolutely. There's like a not older in sort of Pembroke's age, but a little bit older, frail, thin. You think this is probably his last night.
It's like 35.
You're like the cat in the hospital.
Today's his 35th birthday.
You're like the cat in the hospital that goes and climbs on the person's bed who's going to die like the next day. You're exactly that.
Feyraza is
He's
going
just
to.
shivering under like a very small blanket with holes in it.
She's going to very discreetly touch him with a talon and cast Cure Light Wounds.
Alright, so he just all of a sudden he like takes a deep breath in and turns and just sees a bird, and he goes to grab out at you.
Yeah.
Roll for initiative. You did very easily hop out of the way.
But my friend, this might be very frightening, but I am not food.
What is going on?
If you could remain calm and gather some others around, I will explain.
Gather others who wanted to talk to a bird. I don't understand. Why do I feel better all of a sudden?
That was me. By the way, you're in a camp full of giants. Talking to a bird should be the least of your concerns.
I must be seeing things from the cold. I've heard stories of going mad from the cold. It's from the altitude. It's the altitude.
It's the altitude.
It's driving me mad. Birds are talking. I don't know what to do.
The altitude is driving me mad.
I should just throw myself into the fire.
And he throws himself into the fire.
My friend, what is your name?
My name
Stop it.
Bababoo. P-O-P-A-B-O-O. Bababoo. Yes, Bababoo Jenkins.
I've heard you call him several ratings.
Mr. Jenkins, my name is Feyraza Al-Sid, and I come bearing a message of warmth and hope. Please.
I don't understand, but I will listen to you, bird person.
So Feyraza would like to explain to him that obviously this is a very tough, very terrible situation they're in, but there is hope on the way, but we need their help. And that any information they could give us about goings on in the camp, what's happening, and how we could best help them escape.
Okay, so the general feeling you get from Bababoo Jenkins is that
town elder,
is that they are all far too cowed by the giant's presence to be of any use in a fight. If you were like to release them, and that's right out of the question.
Join our cause!
Right. Splat. He tells you that the giants are dependent on the slaves for their labor. They're used in various different things throughout the camp, both going up and down the mountain. The younger ones are used to go up and down the mountain. The stronger ones are used in the camp to do things. And then when people don't become of use anymore, they're the food supply as well. So stuff that you had already kind of gathered. I'd say the most important piece of information you gain from him is that out of the two giants that guard this pen, one of them has a signal horn. And whenever anything goes bad, they immediately sound that signal horn.
Got it.
And others come to squash it.
Okay. Faraza is also going to. We are few in number, but we are mighty in character. Shall I tell you about my companions? Some of them, anyway.
Oh, yes, tell me a story, bird person. Oh, my whole body.
So she'll tell them about Lord Irontusk, the famed ranger. He has come back from the dead to save you all. And Baron Ashpeak, gunslinger of the south and north.
He's from
Wielder of an ancient mighty firearm that makes the giants piss themselves in terror.
Oh, can I warm myself by this firearm? I've never heard of such a thing.
We call it sometimes a magical hand banger. And then we have Pembroke.
I should like to warm myself by a firearm. Cozy up with my children and tell a story around the firearm. After the firearm chat.
When you are done corrupting this roleplay, perhaps you can tell your friends and family about those who wish to save your life.
I'm sorry I'm very cold. Oh, tell me more of your friends.
And we have Pembroke, an all-powerful wizard who has nothing much to lose and everything to gain by saving your life.
Why? And is he adapted to this cold weather? Will he survive?
Yes. Good, 100% yes.
Good.
Roll sense move.
And then Faraza is going to say, I must go. Spread word of us. Do not mention it, only to those you trust.
Grant's fired.
Grant's about to punch Madam in the face.
Tell only the gods. I just wanted you to ask about Lork's daughter so much.
Yeah, I know. I'm sitting here like
yeah.
meaning up.
I forgot about
And you should have cast Endure Elements on him to make his last hours pleasant, but you're a jerk.
Way to ruin my set-off,
Yeah.
Grant.
Now he doesn't get it. I'll shred it.
And Faraza will also ask if anyone named Shael or someone vaguely Shael has come to the camp recently. Or if he has heard it.
The slaves here argue, but I have heard of others. I do not know of this child, though.
Dang. Alright, and then so
Fuck you then.
Stop scratching me with your talons!
Flaming spear. Warm yourself by this.
Faraza then yes will cast Endure Elements on him. I'm so sorry.
Oh, yes. Oh, this feels nice. This feels nice. It feels quite nice, yes. Oh, thank you. Would you mind doing that to the other 49?
Yes, I'll absolutely do that.
Thank you.
And then she'll fly away. As she's flying away, could she do a circle of the camp to see if she spots anybody vaguely orcish looking?
Sure. Can I say perception?
25.
Now, all appear to be human. Definitely no dwarves, halflings, or anything like that. Human, I mean, you can't tell the skin tones or anything. We're talking about a quarter of what we're looking for. So, as far as you can see, no.
Okay. And then she'll head back down to the base camp to await the others.
Yeah, we have been. As soon as we fixed the skyrocket, we've been just hightailing it back to camp, trying to avoid that patrol. Well, and covering tracks the whole way.
And I meant to ask if this is the first time any of us have been up in that tower. So with our dark vision, I know it's impossible to see things under starlight, as Skip pointed out last time. But is there any more new intel we got before we left?
All right, so from that tower, you've got a really decent view of the stone giants guarding those caves. First thing you notice is that they're still there. Why? Stone giants have dark vision.
Ah, good to know.
Most likely they'll be there both day and night, guarding these caves for some reason.
Oh, I want to get in those caves so bad.
And then the only other thing you really have a decent vantage point on is that other building on the frozen lake, the one with the docks sticking out
Yes.
to the lake itself.
Yes. What's up with that?
Whatever's going on in that building, you have no idea. There is zero activity coming and going from it.
Definitely the ski lodge.
Definitely a good place for an après-ski.
Is there any light inside? Is there firelight inside?
There may be people in there because there are some lights on, but you don't know what's going on there.
So they have electricity.
Yeah.
We're doomed.
We're just having a power grid. Just get an electromagnetic pulse going.
That's right. Classic EMP attack.
I have a theory about that building.
Okay. What is it?
I think that if every place we go not only has a weird burial ground, it also has an oracle. I think the oracle of this camp, if there is one, is in that building. Calling it down.
I have a question.
Yes.
From that watchtower, the last watchtower that we were at, where we had a better view of the pit and caves in the center. Are we able to glean any more information from the cranes that Feyraza saw? Are they operating at night? Are they hauling out anything at night? And does that have anything to do with the cracking sound that we heard, or is that just the stone giants throwing stuff?
All right, we didn't see the giants actually making that noise. We just heard it.
You don't think that those cranes have anything to do with that sound. In fact, the cranes, every time you've watched both Verizon and you guys, have never moved. So perhaps they were already used to excavate them out. And that job is done.
Okay.
Or they're just taking a week off.
Okay. Well, we'll come back next week.
All right, it's time is ticking away, but is your plan to get back down to base camp?
We should get back down. Yeah, back down to base camp. And that is a very encouraging trip.
Yes.
To know that we can move that far into the camp at night without being seen, as long as we avoid the patrol.
Yeah.
That's cool.
All right, so I won't worry about the other fortitude checks and stuff. I won't worry about the stealth checks at this point. I'm assuming you're acting in a way that is going to get you out of there safely. Because at this point, you're just on the outskirts. It's night. You're safe. You're waiting till hard control pass. Go.
Yeah.
And you get back to your base
And
camp.
we're making all effort to leave everything the way we found it. Obviously, there wasn't a lot of things in the watchtowers, but especially the tracks, inside, up, down. If we drug snow into the tower, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
wiping that off as much as possible.
Waste. Drug the snow.
Isn't that for the longhouse?
It is a zero low spot. Piss on snow.
All right, so you make it down to your base camp, and you set up your spike hut. Pembroke, you feel a little bit better now, but you feel like, 8 hours of sleep, you feel a lot less fatigued, if anything else, all of you, with the exception of Bird Person. You gained a little more information. Obviously, Bobby Jenkins was able to tell you the state of the camp. You didn't really learn too much from him, but one thing you learned is if you want to make any sort of move on there, one of them's got a signal horn. And you would think maybe others have signal horns as well, so that's good to think about. You could disable skyrockets all you want. If they have signal horns,
It's going to have the same effect.
the same effect. So, you guys camp.
Yes.
And it's a new day. What's the plan for day 3
Day 3.
of the Seer Guard infiltration?
Do we want to start talking about setting up a new camp? Deeper into the camp, or do we want to maybe try tonight, like planning today and executing tonight, some shady business at the lower camp?
Yeah, I think we should definitely check out those caves. And I think
earlier opportunity, which I think you wisely passed up, to peek into one of the tents to get some more, maybe grab someone's. I don't know if giants keep journals. Would we find a journal that describes?
Oh my God, Tri's Adventures are filled with them. I'm sure there's a journal in
So
there.
there's journals everywhere.
If we can find,
If we can try and roll higher in the perception check, there's one in the watchtower.
Lord found one in the tree he climbed.
if we can,
I was in here last week watching those cranes pull out all that stuff from the games.
I just think we should try to figure out in one of their tents, like some more intel on why they're upset or what the tension is. If it's sexual in nature, yeah, we can sabotage another skyrocket.
Okay. Well, okay. Yeah, sounds good. Let's do that.
So today I will prepare life bubbles for. I can prepare 3 of them. Though those are all my 4th level spells.
Well, we do not plan on getting into a combat anyway. We better not.
Yeah, I don't think you need to. Pembroke is that's what I should do. I guess it'll be open fight. Or come down. It's just a bit of physical discomfort. I've had my share of that in my life. I can endure it. It's fine. No, it's potent magic. I know. It is your most potent magic. Don't waste it on me.
My friend, if I were to skip anyone, I would skip Orc.
I can skip him as well.
Skip as well.
Cat Benatar attacks you.
Okay, Cat Benatar shall benefit.
Oh, he's right. It's those of us that have to do the physical activity that are most harmed by the altitude. If Baron and I can get it longer, our stealth checks will be less encumbered.
What? What does that sentence mean?
I have no idea.
Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. If I get into a pinch, I can always travel off the ether. Trace. It's fine.
You sure you don't want him?
Yes, positive. Save it for something special.
A rainy day.
Now, are you going up during the day this time?
I was thinking about doing something during the day. Maybe Lord going up early, but no. I mean, I guess he could. No, they really do. And now that we've looked at it a while, there really is only one angle into this camp. You can't come around from all sides, so there is a limit to what we can really do early on. I think. So yeah, I think we should focus on that, gather our strength, and
Let's talk out your options. Name,
All right. Well, we
5
could.
options.
All right, so we could go kind of set up shop at the first watchtower that we checked out, and have the stealthier among us go into the lower camp and see what's up.
And right before that, Baron wants us to check out the hut, or the tent at the bottom, at the base of the watchtower,
For sure.
to see what's in there.
Yeah.
And who, maybe it's aligned to someone or something. There's no symbol on that tent from what we can tell.
I was thinking of checking one of the symbol tents inside of that area because I imagine that's where the stone giant or the frost giant who guards that tent might sleep. That we might have a better chance of finding an unoccupied tent while they're eating at the mess hall. That's going to be so deadly.
I wonder if Lord could send Cap Benatar into the tent. I mean, obviously can't get a lot of information, but could definitely.
I can send my
No.
beetles. Perfect.
Oh, yeah, there you go. So if we can just get up near the edge.
Do your beetles know how to read?
Let's check this out. Can we learn? No, we haven't seen any stone giants in the lower camp, right? We've seen ogres and not even ogres. We've seen ettins, trolls, and hill
Sure,
giants.
there's no reason to think there aren't stone giants in the camp, though.
Okay.
Maybe not in the lower camp, but they're
I was just looking at the odds of dark vision. But I mean, I guess there's a lot of fires in that camp anyway, so everything's pretty well lit. Okay.
yeah, it's tough because if you look to the west of that camp where the building is, you can't even come up the side because it's just a sheer cliff wall.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's
tough.
It's tricky, but I mean, it's not impossible. You just need a combination of stealth and visibility and quiet shaping.
You know what else we can do before we go, do any kind of drastic measures within the camp is one of us, Lork or the Beatles, could try to sneak around the outer ridge on the left and try to get a look in that house that's in the lower camp that we have no intel on, to know what is going on in there.
I mean, that sounds like I can produce two beetles. I can easily sit one in. Yeah. They can fly, by the way. I was checking.
They can fly?
Yep.
Awesome.
They have a fly speed of 20 feet with perfect maneuverability.
Perfect maneuverability. Awesome. Little hummingbirds. All right. I just think it's obviously it's so much safer to go at night. I don't know what we would do during the day.
Let's do the 3-hour difference like we did yesterday. That makes most sense, right? We leave 3 hours before sunset.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, actually, we do need to rest like 8 hours of the day because we spent overnight in the camp last night. So yeah, we do need to rest most of the day. Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
All right,
I want to see inside one of them tents.
let's life bubble it up. Go to the lower camp.
So Baron and Lord can like them. Okay. Does that keep us from even doing cold checks now, or just the others? No, but I can do it in elements. No, we're good.
All right. So you make your way back up at night.
Back up at night. First stop is that first watchtower that we did the night before. Okay, check the tent.
Everybody roll your cold checks.
Oh,
Cold checks first.
my God. My tailbone
31.
is killing me.
Made it. 33.
Okay, and then Pembroke roll an altitude check.
Failed.
Fail. Alright, so you're already at 15. That journey is no easier the second time
He
around.
doesn't like it. He does not like it.
No, he's kind of slowing you guys down too. But assuming all things are the same, and we will assume that you get back to the tower.
Okay. So if there is kind of a sealed opening in the tent, Lord wants to kind of make eyes at Baron, like let's kind of flank either side of this tent. We'll have Pembroke, prepared to do whatever he must do in the event that there's someone in here that's going to see us, and then Lord wants to try to like stealthily open the flap of the tent.
Okay, roll a stealth check.
Come on,
This is awesome.
please not a
Do it.
Oh wait. God. 19.
Just gonna roll.
19
No, I'm sorry. 23. He's not fatigued anymore.
23.
Oh, natural 4.
You peek into the tent very, very carefully, and it's empty.
I was holding my breath.
Looks like, all the guards would stay down here if they needed it.
And what is
Double guard duty,
next?
but right now it's unmanned. And when you were doing your research up in the tree, your recon rather, you never saw anyone
Guess
come
we
rogue
should
in the tent
watch
in
these
the 8 hours.
bullets.
Okay. You know what I want to do that I hadn't thought of before? Right outside of the watchtower, that path, I want to look for tracks of trolls and 2 wolves.
Okay,
Just the path that we're basically on, like where that watchtower is heading up to the lower camp.
roll survival.
I want to see if that is part of their rotation. That is a 39.
Oh yeah.
All right, so they might come on this path.
Yeah, they check out what's going on in the camp, but you feel like their main job is to leave the camp and make sure no one's coming out.
Leave like the lower camp.
They leave the
whole
entire
place.
camp. Yeah, there's a patrol around the camp, and there are patrols around the camp, and there are patrols going down the mountain as well. I mean, Feyraza saw them on her first trek when she was looking for Skiergard.
Right,
We saw 2 trolls and 2 wolves.
All right, Baron.
Baron, I think we go to the watchtower by the lower camp. Try to disable that. Or do you want to do the tents first?
Thank God we're finally role-playing, Lork. I'm excited. I think we should try to get into that second tower, and then we can get a better sense of what tent we want to look into there.
Agreed. Pembroke, stay back. Wait for my signal. All right. Right here.
Lork is going to try to make a direct line, which is way out in the open. But he's going to try to stealth. I mean, if it makes sense, if there's no giants directly in his path, he's going to try to stealth from the first watchtower to the watchtower of the lower camp.
Okay. Everybody roll another cold check.
Made it.
16.
Made it.
Made it.
Okay. Because you have to wait another hour to get an opportunity for there to be a path
To thin out.
to thin out. Now roll a stealth check. So now roll 4 this time.
Boy. I'm going to pull out my Denver.
Oh, the Denver
Yeah,
die.
Baron, you staying back at the first tower?
Until I get a little wave.
Okay.
Natural 1.
Oh, you killed it.
You got to be kidding.
Killed the die.
What's the total on that?
20.
20.
20. I'm clearly the most dangerous one yet.
Well, I rolled a perception check just for the hell of it. What I roll skill.
Natural one.
Oh, all right.
Lucky.
And they're not looking for
Wow. Okay. Oh, God.
So you just
So Lork knows he did something stupid.
you wipe out maybe on the way, slide in the snow or something, but you get to the base of that tower.
All right.
And as of right now, that tower doesn't have a tent underneath it.
Yeah.
But same situation, 6 poles, hexagonal
Yeah.
platform, ramp leading to stairs.
He's going to go up it really quick. He's shaking, like nervous. He knows he screwed up. When he gets up there, he's going to look at it. I mean, the natural one for your roll, it looks to Lork like they're not paying any attention. So he's going to clear Baron.